Ellis driving baseline. What a dive!
Wickham, how sweet was that? Step back three,
Wow.
Taylor George. She's got a flamethrower at the moment.
Shelley with a big triple.
It was acrobatic, it was impressive, it was Steph Talbot.
Jade Melvin, the lefty lay-in. Capitals continue to roll. Perth have been unconscious from three. Alice Koenig connects.
She's pumped up, and so she should be.
It's a Sunday doubleheader beginning at the State Basketball Centre. The Lightning remain in the finals race, needing to win to stay in calculation, whilst the Flyers, with a big name in the house watching on, will want to impress in their final home game. Can the Flyers break the streak and end their Adelaide hoodoo, or will the talent-laden Lightning continue to knock down the door for the Final Four? Welcome to WNBL Sundays on 9 Go. My name is Liam Ellison, and joined alongside me this afternoon is Laurie Chiswick. Laurie, welcome.
Thanks, Liam. Sunday afternoon hoops on 9 Go. Couldn't think of anywhere better to be and to watch these two teams, which are both on the court for different reasons. Southside, well, they don't have a lot to play for other than pride. It's in front of their home fans, and it is their last home game. And Adelaide, well, they do have a lot on the line because their season is still well and truly alive.
It sure is, and the Flyers, well, they have a big name in the house, Laurie. Lauren Jackson here to watch on.
Well, wouldn't you want to play well to impress her anywhere you are, or any team that steps onto the court? It's great to see her there. Supporting women's basketball, especially in her new position that was announced earlier.
Yes, that's right. Here to help out the new growth of the league going into next season. The reigning champ in the house, and let's have a look at the recent form of the Flyers. It was a tough game and a tough outing at Red Energy Arena last Sunday.
Well, it was, but two of the standouts in that game, Naz Hillman, Dallas Lockridge, 22 points, 21 points respectively. Hillman also had 21 points against their close loss against Townsville. So she is really, really consistent in what she is bringing this year to this Flyers outfit. But I tell you what, Lockridge there, we see her shoot that three ball, which, a matter of fact, she's leading the league shooting at 49% from three-point land. She has relished her opportunities this year, especially in the absence of Beck Cole recently. Her minutes have improved, and so has her output.
Another league leader is Naz Hillman, second in points per game, and it's going to be a fascinating battle between her and Bree Turner today.
Well, it is. They're both great rebounders. They're both shooters. They present inside so well, so it'll be a good, physical, strong battle.
Let's hear from Naz, who caught up with Megan before the match.
Well, Naz, it's been a challenging season for the Flyers. Last home game of the season today. What does Southside's best basketball look like?
Just moving the ball, being super unselfish, moving the ball, trying to have the ball go from inside and out, and then playing really strong defense.
You've had an incredible season. You've been a warrior for the Flyers inside, and you've been bashing and crashing against bigger bodies and carrying the load all season. What have been your learnings from the campaign and things that you'll take back to the WNBA?
Yeah, I've just been trying to get better. That's been my main focus, regardless of wins and losses. Obviously, you want to have more wins than losses, but that just wasn't the outcome for us this year. So I was just trying to make sure that I'm getting better, working on my craft, working on my footwork inside, but also shooting the ball more. So just really diversifying my game and spreading it out a little bit more.
You've done that to a T. We look forward to seeing you and the Flyers in action this afternoon. Good luck.
Thank you.
She has been integral, Naz Hillman. From the Adelaide Lightning perspective, well, they've split their last two against tough opposition, Laurie.
Well, they have. That was a massive win against Perth, and then they came really thudding back to earth when they played Townsville. But, that Perth game, they had four players in double figures. Talbot 21, Bourne 21. So they had a lot of people that were they played team basketball, and it was really nice to watch.
This one, though, was a disappointing outing, and Scott Innes looked a little bit dejected in the post-match presser. Unfortunately, not able to match it with the fire.
No, but talk about a great team in Townsville, and they showed why they are third or second on the ladder, vying for second on the ladder right now, and they'll have their work cut out for them today as well.
Let's hear from Scott Innes, who caught up with Megan a little earlier.
Well, Scott, a hot start held you in good stead for a win over Perth. It was a slow one, though, in the loss to Townsville. How critical is a good first quarter today?
Yeah, really important for us. I guess those inconsistencies have been a bit of the story of our season, and had a great first quarter against Perth and a really poor one against Townsville. So somewhere in between would be quite nice tonight. We just want to show that we're ready to play, have a degree of physicality about us, and good things will happen from there.
Yeah. Now, obviously still in the race for the top four. Have you worked out the permutations? Have you got the abacus out, or is it simply one game at a time?
It's that old cliche, it's one game at a time. You start talking about mathematical possibilities and they don't normally work out well. All we can control is what happens today, and then we'll worry about everything else after that.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing you in action today. Thanks for your time. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
Well, they do have the wood over Southside this season. They have a 2-0 season series lead at the moment.
Well, they did. They won comfortably in round 6 and by 10 in round 8. So this will be a good matchup today. But the bottom line is for Adelaide is that they need to win today. They could possibly end up with, same win-loss as Sydney if Sydney lose a couple of games and they have head-to-head over Sydney. So as Scott and Innes said, though, there's so many, if they win, if we lose, whatever, they just have to take care of business this afternoon.
I'm looking forward to your breakdowns throughout the broadcast, Laurie, because it can get that complicated. We could have a three-way tie for fourth at the end of the regular season. It is going to be an exciting finish. Here's the starting five for the Adelaide Lightning, and it's more of the same for this starting group.
It's a really strong starting group, and when they click and play well together and push the ball, they can really pile on the points quickly. And we see the starting five for Southside, and Carly Ernst has moved into that starting five. So they've gone with just a little bit more size, and Reed is now coming off the bench.
It will be an exciting front court battle, no doubt. Our referees this afternoon, Shannon Jennings, Ruben Woolcock and Brad Henshaw. We're moments away from getting underway at the State Basketball Centre in Melbourne. Southside versus Adelaide for your Sunday afternoon on 9 Go. Adelaide simply need to win to stay in the race. The final home game of the season for the Flyers. And it's Adelaide with first possession. Ball ace, moving it through some hands here, the Lightning, early days. 9-second shot clock. Bourne pulls into a three.
It was a good defensive play phase by Southside there. They looked like they were talking and switched on. Oh, great pass by Maddie Rocci to Hillman. Whew, a little behind, not behind the back, a little whip around the player.
Dump off time for Rocci to start things off. Talbot's open for three. Book it. Nylon on the first.
It's a good sign for Adelaide when Talbot knocks down her first three-point shot.
Carly Ernst to miss some time earlier in the season due to a back injury. Back in the starting lineup today for Southside. Koenig from long range.
Lockridge did a good job of picking up that ball nice and early on Dean and slowing it down a little bit.
Stops, props, and fires. Japrice Dean for two.
Didn't slow her down quite enough.
Here's Rocci running point. Hillman has expanded her range this season. Not that time. Player who traditionally hasn't taken too many attempts from deep. Has really added that to her game this season. Shooting just under 35%. Really respectable clip.
And that's what she said she did want to work on going back into the WNBA.
Nice find, a ball ace. Not quite. Lockridge, speaking of sharpshooters from range. Down low to Ernst. The jump hook is good.
I'm glad she didn't pass it out because she did have a big mismatch on Izzy Borlace, and so she maintained her composure there and was a nice finish.
Koenig cleans the glass. Now feeding back inside to Ernst through traffic. Count it. And one for Carly.
That is when Southside look and play their best. And Naz Hillman mentioned it. Play selfless basketball. Get it through hands. Get everybody involved. Shift the defense. And that's exactly what they did in that instance.
Converts on the continuation free throw. It was a 2-month stint on the sidelines for Carly Ernst, but had a season-high 13 against the Bendigo Spirit in their last outing. Just out of the reach of Turner. Has been such a force down low in the paint. Brianna Turner returning for this Adelaide side this season. Leading the league, Laurie, in blocks and steals.
And rebounds. So she is a real presence inside. It'll be interesting to see. She would have to be a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year.
No doubt. Watchy, screen provided from Hillman. Down the boulevard. Good off the glass.
A lot of poise showing by Maddie Rocci there, just reading what the defense gave her. Wasn't in a panic situation.
Just take a step. It's Brianna Turner with the O-glass. Ernst assessing. Watchy slicing through. Now with 10 seconds. Got to make their move. It's Rocci again battling through.
She did a good job of getting through the defense. Just wasn't able to finish.
On the quick trigger. Ball ace. Great rebounds and the finds to the cutting Bourne.
Both teams are really looking for cutters and the extra pass to make to teammates.
Tied ball game early. 3.5 gone in Melbourne. Kick out to Ernst. Short that time on the three. Team lost it.
2-on-1, 3-on-1.
Got the numbers and clean denial from Izzy Bourne.
Izzy Bourne did a great job of holding up the fort at the other end for Adelaide, because that was a 3-on-1 break.
They were in some jeopardy.
Yeah.
She stood up. Lockridge arrives. Probing through. Here's Rocci on the perimeter. Needs some penetration. Stepping back. Lockridge connects.
I think it was a 2-point shot. Her foot, as that step back, I think just touched the line.
Good observation, Laurie, as that looks to be an offensive foul on Dean. Dallas Lockridge hit the deck hard. And there is Lauren Jackson watching on. Great to have her in the house this afternoon.
Well, it's a bit of a family affair there with her sons and mom.
Rocci initiating offense. Halfway through this first quarter. Koenig driving through traffic. Adelaide giving away nothing on that possession. Two-man game with ball ace and Bourne. Gliding through, but Ernst and Rocci combine. Reset via Koenig. Adelaide clogging up the key as they have all season long. That's been their brand. A great look from the corner. Koenig open, you bet.
Well, Alice Koenig will be very relieved as she saw that shot go through the net, because uncharacteristically against Bendigo, she was held scoreless.
It was an unusual outing for one of the league's leading scorers, Laurie. You're right. 4 of 7 in that one, Alice Koenig. Turner, not quite in the reverse. Strong screen from Hillman. Rochi, well weighted. Not quite. Maybe 5-point buffer. Biggest of the ball game, 6 minutes gone. Dean working in a phone box, rattles out. His point guard battle, Lockridge around the screen. Around traffic, that was tough.
Well, that was tough because that was Turner we're talking about, the #1 shot blocker in the competition. And she just hesitated, changed her speed, waited for her to come down, Turner, and then was able to score over an extended arm. Great job by Lockridge.
Here's a rainy replay. There's Koenig connecting on that three. And that was seriously impressive from Dallas Lockridge, averaging just under 11 points per game this season. And with injuries to the likes of Beck Cole, there's been more opportunity that she's been thrust into and really taken it with both hands.
Well, she has, and she, you know, not only as just the point guard running the show, but she pushes the ball. As we mentioned earlier, she shoots a three ball at an impressive 49%, #1 in the competition. But she's really relished this role, and I'm sure learning under her coach, Christy Harrower, you know, great point guard for Australian basketball, would have really be really helping her game.
Oh, no doubt. And you mentioned she's #1 in three-point percentage. It's by a fair margin as well. The next best, 7% less. Dallas Lockridge shooting the lights out. Stay powered with Signet, Australia's favourite power bank brand. Keep your devices charged and never miss a moment. Visit signet.com to find your perfect power bank. Underway out of the timeout. Southside have put together a 7-0 run. Ball ace fighting through, and again it's Bourne on the end of it.
Really nice peripheral vision, nice pass, timing, no panic.
Really got there, Bourne. And then it's make her pay. Not quite for Rochi. Haley Andrews first off the pine for the Lightning. Again, it's ball ace feeding this pick and roll action. Stays Adelaide basketball.
Turner's got really good hands. You just need to get the ball up in the air and she can collect it, but she's met by two defenders there, and Alice Koenig and Naz Hillman, who collapsed straight away, but certainly Turner has that ability to catch those balls.
Put Basham into the ball game as well. Lockridge with the rebound, and Megan Huswaite's courtside throughout the afternoon. And Megs, you were listening into the Southside timeout.
I sure was, and Christy Harrower very happy with what the Flyers have delivered so far, wants to see some continued ball movement. Adelaide, as you mentioned, have got some subs into the game, and they're very aware of Carly Ernst. Scott Ninnis spoke about that in his final address to the team before the first quarter. They weren't expecting her to start, but she's had a big impact so far, so he wants to see them guard her and limit her influence in this opening quarter.
Thanks, Megan. Bourne ahead of the play. It's been an active first quarter. She continues that trend.
Well, Bourne did not take a backward step there to Naz Hillman, who was guarding her. It was good to see that she went up strongly and finished.
6 points and a couple of denials already for Izzy Bourne. In the hands of Basham. Back to a one-possession ball game. Turner at the elbow. 7 seconds to work with. Ball ace, bullying her way through, just short, but it's a foul call.
Good decision by Borlase. There was clearly a mismatch there, and she was trying to back her player down, use her strength. She's so strong, Izzy Borlase, and has such good control of her body, but you can see against Lockridge really didn't have much chance, and that was a good decision by Borlase, and now she's at the line.
WNBL fans, it's time to vote. Cast your vote for the Ford Fan MVP, and you could be the lucky fan representing at the award live at the WNBL Awards Night. Head to the WNBL website and vote now to go in the draw to win 2 tickets, flights and accommodation to the WNBL Awards evening. A great way to get involved and show your love for your favourite player. QR code on screen. Lace converts.
And we see Potch on the floor for the Flyers now, and Tara Reid.
Deflected. Basham comes up with it. Lace has been tireless. Turner to the advantage of Andrews, and Potch with the steal. Megan Huswaite, she's been a revelation with the injuries this season, Manny Potch.
She really has fell short of a double-double in her first start against Canberra just a couple of weeks ago, and she's played 8 games in just over 10 days after representing Victoria at under 20. She played 2 games in 1 day last week, played for Victoria in a final, and then came back to Melbourne from Ballarat to suit up for the Flyers because we know they've had some injuries. So she played that night against Townsville. She's a real rising star.
That's a real busy schedule, Laurie.
Yeah, certainly is.
Here she is, Manuela Potch. Watchy, time to think about it, and delivers.
And it was great to see at the under-20 nationals from various teams in the WNBL, players that were representing their states, and you just see how that pathway of coming through your state program and then you know, playing with your club. And it was good to see, and I made this comment last week, that clubs have released those players because it's really important that they play with their peers and are seen playing against them. So congratulations to all the players that were in the under-20 nationals.
Yeah, well put. Local to the area and quickly becoming a fan favourite. Rochi in the spin cycle. Picked off, and now with the open canvas. Pinot. That's a strong foul.
Well, right now for Southside, they just seem to have lost their focus, and it's the turnovers that are really hurting them and then resulting in Adelaide coming up with some fast break opportunities or transition opportunities.
Georgia Pinot at the line for 2. And this fan getting involved. Cheeseburger's on offer, and that's delivered. 0 of 2. Remains a 4-point Southside lead. 5 seconds. Lockridge. Inside the arc. Just off. It'll be a 4-point margin at quarter time. Southside 22 lead the Adelaide Lightning 18. Finals on the line for Adelaide, and they've got some work to do here in Melbourne. Lead at the free-throw line on cue. Great depth piece for the Southside team, and their depth has clearly been tested, Laurie.
Well, it has. They've had, you know, various injuries. Has all teams, though, I feel, Liam, throughout the season, you know, to some key players, to some bench players, and everybody has to make those adjustments.
A lot of players playing through injuries this time of season. One round remains next weekend before finals. Here's Basham with a cross-court find. Burrows as well inserted. Kick back out to Hillman. Lockridge, biggest lead of the ball game in the first was 7 for Southside. Reed off the dribble.
Really good decision by Tara Reed. As her defense closed out to her, that they were high hand and were just a little bit out of the stance, and so she was able to really explosively go to the basket and finish.
9 points per game this season for Tara Reed. The bench today, but averaging the 26 per outing. Played some big minutes this season. Talbot running point, slashing all the way through for 2.
Again, you could just see her eyes up at the target the whole way once she picked up the ball, and was such composure.
Potch, the perimeter catch. Reed looks to take the driving lane. Talbot closed it off. Not out of the woods yet with Potch. Not that time. Talbot draws a bevy of defenders, and 2 shots to come for Steph Talbot. Some of the Flyers fans not fond of this call. Let's have a good look at it here.
Well, interesting. I think it was on Lockridge initially on the drive. But either way, Talbot finds herself at the line. 77% foul shooter.
Good on the first. Calling all sports teams, say goodbye to travel headaches and hello to CTM Sports. CTM are 100% committed to delivering excellence in their field. Leave the logistics to the travel experts so your athletes can focus on what they do best. Learn more at ctmsport.com.au.
Adelaide were just in an extended zone there, back into a zone. Got the stop that they wanted.
Back within a possession, Talbot can wipe that here, and does.
It's a nice little flare screen. Talbot just ducking in behind her teammate, wide open for a look, finishes no problem.
Rocci. Kick out to Hillman. Off target that time.
Really good block out by Basham.
Dean stops on a dime, but Turner had front position. Timeout on the floor, and Adelaide have retaken the lead.
Be smart with it, but look to explore. And then if you haven't got it, then run your secondary offense, and you'll get whatever you want. Limit them to 1 shot down there, contested hands, 1 shot, then get out and go. Great job. Ready?
2-point ball game here at the State Basketball Centre. Adelaide retaking the lead, a 9-3 start to the second period. Much more encouraging for them, Laurie Chiswick.
Well, we just saw that basket by Brianna Turner. She finished it strongly, but I'd like to point out she has 10 rebounds already. So she is on track to have a huge game rebounding-wise.
Absolutely. 3 offensive, steal as well to her name. Megan Huswaite is patrolling courtside. And Megs, you were listening in to the huddle.
I was. Scott Ninnis understandably very pleased with the effort Adelaide are showing so far in this second term. He wants to see them exploit Southside on the D-trans, limit them to one shot and contested hands. Just an injury update on Georgia Pinot. We saw her go to the court in the first quarter, and she's just having that left knee strapped at the moment on the bench. She's had some troubles with her knees and a bit of a checkered injury history, so hopefully it's just a minor tweak for Georgia Pinot.
Yeah, I hope so. Hopefully it is a precaution. We'll see Pinot back into the game. Here's Talbot, the leading scorer, with 10 already. Bourne, escape dribble. Looks online, on target for Izzy Bourne.
Good decision. A little sidestep. Alice Koenig answers straight away. The two of them winning head-to-head at the three-point line.
Second treble for Koenig. It was left unattended. 4 minutes gone in the seconds. Dean jangling the offense. And Turner all alone.
Well, that was way too easy. Some miscommunication from Southside, just coming off those 2 high screens, and Turner just rolling to the basket very easily.
Reed draws the foul. Smart play with a rip through. Asham takes a spell. It'll be the second team foul on the Lightning.
It's really important for either team at this stage of the game or in the second half. If your offense involves setting screens, you have to still set them really hard. You have to come off of them hard. Otherwise, it's just sort of wasted movement. So to me, whichever team can continue to do that will hold them in good stead.
Koenig, Talbot again with the clean hands. Second block in under a minute. It was a tough ask for Koenig with 4 defenders in the vicinity. Reset for Rochi. Ernst all alone. That's a B, but Hillman has pulled down the board. Four of 12 from long range, Southside. Ball ace, using that size and length. Baseline ball, Southside. Three dimes, early days for Matty Rochi. He's played some big minutes in this second quarter. Ernst, one-on-one opportunity. And a late whistle.
Very late whistle.
Ernst will have 2 at the strike. Maybe just caught that arm at the last moment. Tough call on Bourne. Second trip to the line today for Ernst.
Shoots the free throw at almost 86%.
And perfect so far this afternoon. There's Brianna Turner over the timeline. And hitting the deck. There's Koenig. Got some inadvertent contact to the facial area. Talbot pleading her case.
Well, there's no doubt that Alice Koenig was up and in and really trying to pressure Talbot. If we see here up and in, And Talbot's arguing the point that she needs, she needed that little bit of extra space, or that's what you're allowed, and the referees didn't quite see it that way. But let's hope Alice Kunik is okay.
Steph Talbot making sure her side of the story is heard. Megan, you've got more on Brianna Turner. We'll try Megan again in just a moment. Tied ball game halfway through the seconds. Woman in the keyway, doubles. Watching, second chance for Southside. Millman on the slash and the finish. Bourne assessing. Trying to thread the needle to Talbot.
Yeah.
That was asking a lot. Let's try Megs again, who's got an update for us on the Lightning.
Well, Brianna Turner is up to 11 rebounds for the game, and I couldn't help but take a quick look at the history books. It's been 35 years since the Queen of South Australia, Rachel Sporn, set the record for most rebounds in a game. That was 27. Turner is actually in a tie for fourth place on 24 rebounds, so we're on rebound watch to see if Breezy can make her way up that statistical table today.
Thanks, Megan. He's one of the best rebounders we've seen in the WNBL. Scott Ennis with a bit to say here, Laurie.
Well, he is. He'd be disappointed that, they're letting the Flyers get the shots that they had. We saw Carly Ernst have a wide open three. It didn't go down, but, they know that she's a great three-point shooter. Alice Kunik just sort of waltzed in, so they need to tighten up defensively.
Nestled back the lead, the Southside Flyers, and Kunik has led the way in the seconds. Really ramps up the intensity on both ends of the floor, mind you.
And that's what I think both teams need to do. So, yes, Alice Kunik was up and in, maybe a little close, but they need that sort of pressure. Put the other team, make them have to think about you, not just be able to pass the ball around and play reactive defense. Try and dictate a little bit more what the offense can do.
Blaze, strong side opened up. Goes to work on Rochi. Steps back. That is smooth from Borlase.
It's smooth and it is smart. It is good basketball, good recognition of the mismatch.
Kunik working hard off ball. Provides the opportunity for Ernst. In the posts. And too big, Carly Ernst.
See, I like that little play. Alice Kunik and Naz Hillman were sort of involved in some screening action off the ball, which kept the defense busy, which left Ernst wide open inside to go to work.
It was a smart action. Hillman looks sore off the back of this collision. Bringing up gingerly. Might come to the bench here and assess things with a physio. Here's a better look at it.
Ooh, their knees look like they crashed.
Hopefully precautionary for Naz Hillman. As a result, Dean is on her way to the free throw line. Ford dealers are all about supporting the game here in Australia. From Ford Aussie Hoops to the WNBL, they've been backing Aussie sports and communities for nearly 100 years. So when you're ready to hit the court, your local Ford dealer is here to help you get to the game.
So you can see Adelaide are in the extended zone again.
Kunik penetrates, kick out to Ernst from distance.
Great job by Alice Kunik. Just force the defense to drop in a little bit and leave the three-point sharpshooter and Carly Ernst wide open.
Andrews goes to work on Koenig. Now it's Dean with 7 seconds. Andrews caught some contact and she'll head to the stripe for 2. Adelaide 6 of 8 from the line this afternoon. And that is bread and butter for Carly Ernst.
So good to have Carly Ernst back on the court after that extended time, as you mentioned, with that back injury. And she plays such a crucial role in this team. She's so experienced.
So experienced, well over a decade of experience in the WNBL now, starting with the AIS. Starting role here this afternoon for Carly Ernst. Here she is again, deflected. Ball ace did well. Dean ahead of the play and jets away for 2.
That's what happens when you turn the ball over at the top of the key area. It's almost pretty well a layup guaranteed.
That defending space, the Lightning.
Oh,
Ernst active, this time from the mid-range. Whistle goes against Rochi. With the hand in the cookie jar with Talbot. Second on Rochi, 90 seconds out from the main break.
Good to see the crowd in attendance in this last home game for the Southside Flyers.
Absolutely, and they want to break this 8-game losing streak now and win one more in front of their home fans. Turn of the kick out. Talbot needs to make her move. Basham just in time.
Just in time. Just as that shot clock went off, she released it.
Bailed out with a float game. Potch this time for 3. Bingo! Potch hits.
Wow, she was a long ways out from that three-point line. What confidence.
Lace pushing the issue. She can slingshot the other way. Asking a lot of Koenig there. Talbot launching forward with the offensive. Count the bucket. Talbot and 1. Great first half here for Steph Talbot. 12 points and 3 blocks. Perfect from the field.
You can see Carly Ernst just left her feet, which is a cardinal sin on defense. And then she knew straight away as soon as she'd done that Talbot was going to go around her.
Flyers can extend their halftime lead here, potentially. Potch, top of the arc. Lockridge back out there. Potch again for 3. Connects with the tray.
And why not? He just hit the last one. A little pick and pop action from Potch.
Back-to-back threes for Manny Potch. As the Flyers out by 6. Last look for Dean. Steps into a jumper and drains it.
She is so good at that mid-range.
49 plays 45 at the main break. Southside in the lead here at home, and that was a high-scoring second quarter here in Melbourne. Over 50 points combined from both sides, and we have ourselves a ball game here at the half, Laurie.
Well, it was a bit of a momentum swing both ways for a while there. Southside seemed to have taken the ascendancy. Adelaide fought right back and got ahead. Timeouts were called, and now we see a 4-point lead by Southside again. So really good, high-quality basketball offensively.
Carly Ernst leads the way with 14 at the half, Megan.
She sure does, Carly. You missed 2 months with a back injury. You came back, then you got COVID, but you must be feeling good this afternoon.
Yes, I'm feeling great this week, and it's good to be back on court.
Great start by the Flyers, but Adelaide is showing plenty, led by Talbot and Turner. What can you continue to do to keep them at bay in the second half and break an 8-game losing streak?
Yes, I think we just need to defensively just fix a few things. They're sort of getting in the paint a bit. Just containment and just locking down on our game plan.
Good luck in the second half.
Thank you, gorgeous.
Thanks, Carly. Southside lead by 4 points over Adelaide.
That is a good decision by Borlace. Came off that pick and roll, saw that the defender had sagged off and was nice little pull-up jumper.
The last season, I think we had a really strong back end of the year. I think we're building a strong core and having Izzy Bourne back, Steph Talbot and Brianna Turner as our core group. Super fast, playing in transition, but I think we're bringing in a solid point guard this year, so I think we'll be able to control our tempo. I think we can do some pretty exciting things. Last year we didn't have Steph in the team, and I think that enabled me to step up, but I am looking forward to, obviously I'm still going to try and help the team out in different ways. I think I've learnt a lot over the past couple months, so I think I'll be able to bring that experience to the team.
We welcome you to the WNBA Draft 2024. With the 20th draft, the Atlanta Dream select Isabel Borlace from Australia.
It was amazing to be drafted at number 20. So I had all my family with me. Basically had everyone in the room who was important to me, and that was super special. I was just sitting on the couch. It was pretty low-key. It's in the morning because of the time difference. I'd worked hard for that, and to hear my name get called out was super special. The Olympics were amazing. It was a pretty intense environment, and it was a level of basketball I'd never been a part of before. I was extremely nervous as well. I think I've got friends for life now, and being a part of that special group. I think it made me respect those players in that team so much more, because seeing what they were able to do to get on the court every single day and perform was amazing, and I think I learned a lot, and I hope to be able to bring that back to the team. I'm pretty quiet. I like being around my friends, particularly I like hanging out with friends who aren't basketballers. I think just being around my family and friends, they keep me balanced, level. The most important thing for me is just having things to do on the outside, because if basketball's all too consuming, that gets very overwhelming. So having little things to do on the outside, like seeing friends, having a little side job, things like that definitely helps me make my life feel a lot more normal.
Life behind the scenes with Izzy Borlace, who has had some pretty moves so far in this first half, and this one between the Lightning and the Southside Flyers. Half time, and it is a 4-point advantage to Southside here at the State Basketball Centre. Liam Ellison and Laurie Chiswick with you on the call. And how have you seen things so far, Laurie?
Well, I would say not a lot of defense was played in the second quarter. That would be my first comment. But good team play from both of them. They're moving the ball well. It's getting through hands. There's a big mixture between inside looks and three-point shooting. I think for Southside, the difference to me is that team play. They've got 13 assists so far, and that's something that they need to do. They look really good when they play together, and we can see Alice Kunick getting a couple of really good assists there and finding her teammates. But you know, it's close as we predicted because of the importance of this game, especially for Adelaide.
Southside have been shooting the three ball at a 46% clip. They've hit 7 of them. Carly Ernst has got involved. Manny Potch as well with back-to-back threes at the end of the second. And here are your leaders, Carly Ernst and Steph Talbot, for their respective sides.
Well, the one stat that's not on there that I think has played a crucial role, especially for the Lightning, and unfortunately a negative way, is their 10 turnovers so far, because they've been almost at the top of the key, which has resulted in layups at the other end, easy baskets. So it's something that they'll need to take care of the ball, make the Flyers earn their stripes every single time they go down the court.
There's a lot of stats across the board that look even, but the assist-to-turnover ratio, you're right, Laurie, a big difference. Southside over 2-1. 13 dimes to 6 turnovers, a different story for Adelaide. Alice Kunick, who got involved in more ways than one there in that second quarter, has been impressive, Laurie.
Well, she has, and I'm sure she would want to be after her last game against Bendigo, where she didn't have quite the usual influence that she has, but you could just see her running the floor there, running the lanes. That's just effort. That's pure effort to fill those lanes in a transition fast break situation. And Alice Kunick's doing a great job of what she's bringing to the court this afternoon.
Playing some tough defense as well on Steph Talbot. That's been an interesting battle to watch. Second half is not far away here at the State Basketball Centre. Before we get there, let's look at the Dream Courts plays of the round from round 14.
Well, firing. Talking about trust the process, trust the jump shot of Amy Howell. That was always going in.
Crossing over superbly. And almost a no-look pass.
Nice
Party tricks the Potch.
Whoa, there was too many things happening in that possession with Jade Melbourne.
Potch gracefully steps into the paint, gets 2, and can make it 3.
That's the year we have a side
and the Players Association have united to raise awareness around this critical issue. Enough is enough. A life free from violence is possible, and when everyone plays a role, real change happens. Learns how you can be a part of the solution by visiting Full Stop Australia, the QR code on your screen, 1-800-FULL-STOP, a great season-long initiative from the WNBL. Let's head down to Megan Hustwaite on court with the GOAT herself. Megs.
I sure am. 5-time Olympic medalist and reigning WNBL champion Lauren Jackson. What are your thoughts from the first half as a spectator here today, Lauren?
Oh, it's great. It's a great game, very competitive, so it'll definitely go down to the wire.
Great news during the week for the future of the WNBL, with you announced as a part-time special advisor. You've been a previous head of the league, but I'm sure you're very excited about what's next.
Oh, I'm so excited. Just being a part of those conversations and getting to see the vision and how it's all coming together is really exciting. And yeah, I'm just glad to be a part of it.
And speaking of exciting, head of women and girls at Basketball Australia, running She Hoops. It's going from strength to strength, and it's a bit of a She Hoops day here today, which is awesome. You've got heaps happening with holiday camps, scholarships. It's a huge year.
Yeah, no, She Hoops has definitely grown a lot, and the work that we're doing it's definitely making an impact. So yeah, glad to be here today and celebrating all things Flyers and She Hoops. Thanks to Jaco, and yeah, really excited.
Great to see you. We'll let you enjoy the second half and keep up the amazing work off court.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Great to have Lauren Jackson down from Albury for this one, the Jaco celebration game. And terrific news as she has been, as Megan said, announced as a special advisor for the WNBL going forward. Room service down low for ball ace.
Nice little backdoor cutter. Defense was overplaying, and a really good pass, threading the needle to get her the ball.
Ernst, leading scorer in the ball game with 14. Newman with some strapping on that knee after the collision with Dean. Rochi high off the window and in.
That's what we know Rochi can bring. I mean, she's a great three-point shooter, Rochi, but I like the way she's been getting her feet in the paint and finishing at the rim this season.
Ball ace, spinning through, and the whistle came. Megan has an update for us on the injury front. Megan.
Unfortunately, looking like some bad news for Georgia Pinot on the bench with that left knee, in tears with her family at halftime. And if it is the worst case scenario, it's really a terrible basketball story. We spoke on Wednesday night in Adelaide's game about how she's back having her third stint in the WNBL. Her first one was ruined in the COVID season. She did her ACL on the eve of the hub season. Back in the league for the third time, working full time, and she's been getting some good minutes. So we're hoping for the best for Georgia Pinot, but right now it's not looking good.
That is really flattening news to hear that. Hopefully there's a turn for the best, but thoughts with Georgia Pinot. Rochi probing. Talbot lost her footing, and Rochi makes her pay. Just thinking there might have been something to do with that with the floorboards. The Lightning players say as Tara Reid will replace Rochi.
Just need a little bit of wipe. It's very humid in Melbourne today.
It sure is. Adelaide started with their starting group in the third. Turner, the alley-oop. Koenig and Lockridge control.
Over the course of the season, they've been really successful with that alley-oop to Turner, and it's fun to watch, just not quite that time.
Carly Ernst in rhythm. And they can take for Brianna Turner. That huge rebound count continues to grow. That's 12 in the game. Blaze, baseline J, and the tip in.
Make that 13.
And the fourth offensive for Breezy. Couple of minutes gone in the second half. Lockridge fighting over the screen was Dean. On the roll, Nas Hillman, the lefty lane.
Well, the two bigs in Turner and Hillman are really having an influence on the early part of this third quarter. Teammates are going inside to them.
Whistle first. As Dean found a driving lane. Sideline possession for the Lightning. The second on Dallas Lockridge. Lace, kick out. Bourne lost it. It was last touched off Bourne. Turnovers, something they're going to look to clean up here in the second half, Laurie.
Well, they certainly do. To have 10 at halftime and 10 turnovers that have resulted in a couple of really costly baskets. So I'm sure they would have talked about that. But good decision by Tara Reid to just get that ball and rip nice and low and go to the basket.
Here's Lockridge. Connected with Ernst at the top. Now on the block and denied from Brianna Turner.
Boy, she's got a long reach. That was a step back by Carly Ernst, and she was still able to get her fingertips to it.
Swallowed it up. Dean on the other end. Nails the tray.
That certainly looked good leaving her hand.
Back to a one possession ball game. Lockridge. Turner has had her hands on everything to start this second half. Borlake's lost the handle.
Another turnover.
A quick succession as well. Ernst to make him pay. Hillman pulled down the rebound. Would not have mattered. Offensive foul against Southside.
Now Hillman's having, well, can I say a quiet night so far, or afternoon. 6 points and 2 rebounds. When she averages almost 10 rebounds a game. Four offensive rebounds, which is first in the competition, Liam.
And she's been so effective at that. Flip side, Brianna Turner leading defensive rebounds in the competition. It'll be Southside ball from the baseline. And turning out for the final opportunity this season for the Flyers. Jayco celebration game. Hillman and beyond the arc. 4 seconds. Off that time from Ernst. Dean floated over the top to Bourne, who's doubled. Head straight back inside. Talbot, not quite off the glass.
Well, both teams right now are really finding it difficult to score.
There's 27 apiece in the second quarter. Koenig finds the lane and finds the bucket. Count it, 1 to come.
Breakdown in defense by Adelaide. Just a clear driving lane as the ball was reversed.
That ends the scoring drought for both sides.
Well, it was a good read by Alice Koenig. Her defense was trying to cheat a little bit. As we see Lauren Jackson there and her kids watching on. And she took advantage of that and went baseline instead of using the screen. So good decision by Alice Koenig.
These leaders hovered around the 5-point mark for much of the contest. Biggest lead for either side was 7 earlier on. Goes against Reid. It's the 4th team foul with 5:14 remaining in the third. Lace with a step through. Has become a trademark for her game and gets the whistle to boot.
Well, Adelaide are being really deliberate in the offenses that they are running and who they're trying to get open and looking at the mass up there. But, you know, Tara Reid's a good defender. She's long, she's tall. Borlase did a good job of getting around her.
Full time on the first. Eight points, 2 of 11 from the fields. She's done well fighting her way to the charity stripe. She's 4 of 5 this afternoon. Big doubleheader today in the WNBL. Sydney and the Caps coming up at 3 p.m. Two sides locked in the battle for 4th. And Adelaide have to win to stay in that fight as well. Hillman couldn't clean it up. Turner hit the deck off ball. It's resulted in another foul against Southside. Being the bonus.
Well, it's interesting that this, compared to the second quarter, this quarter has been a lot of fouls called, a lot of stop-start basketball. There doesn't seem to be any real flow from any team.
Yeah, they have looked stagnant. In contrast to the previous period where the offense was flowing.
Well, 4 minutes, 44 seconds is a long time for the Flyers to have to carry that a foul count. So I'm sure we'll see Adelaide really trying to take advantage of that.
2 of 2 for Brianna Turner. Reid cut, closed off in the hands of Manny Potch, who wins her way to the stripe.
Maddie Potch, 18 years old. What a great opportunity for her to be in the WNBL, to train, to learn. You know, Naz Hillman, Carly Ernst, Alice Koenig, all those players that she can learn her craft from.
It's her 10th appearance this season. And over the last few weeks has really come into our own. A 17 performance against the UC Capitals, 12 on the board against Townsville, and now 8 this afternoon, and counting. Dean around the screen. A little stagnant here again, Adelaide. Talbot's got to make something happen. Caught some contacts and gets the resulting whistle. Talbot a little slow to get up.
Well, Adelaide weren't in any rush. They shifted the defense. They kept the ball moving. But I was impressed actually with Southside's defense. They had good split line help. They collapsed when there was some penetration. Just weren't quite able to contain Talbot at the end.
Looking for a quick win in the kitchen, Latina Fresh Pasta will do the trick. It's easy, Aussie made, and seriously yum for the whole family. What's not to love? Make dinner a slam dunk with Latina Fresh. Proud sponsors of the WNBL. Watchy to Hezzy and poked out from behind from Dean. Slick hands. .16 reads the shot clock. Hillman inside the arc. And will reset. With a hand in her face, drains it, nylon on the jumper.
Well, I'd have to say Dean is one of the top players in our competition right now with the accuracy of her mid-range pull-up. She can just explode and then pull up on a dime and look so great.
She certainly has a case to be the most impressive mid-range Adelaide off the back of a run, have a 1-point lead here. Coming out of the timeout, 3:45 remaining in the third. As Adelaide look to stay in finals contention. Terrell Reid with a wing catch, now driving through the keyway. And she earns her way to the line.
Well, it feels like right now whichever team is going to shoot the most foul shots, because there's a lot of fouls called. Southside are second in the competition when it comes to free throws as a team. They shoot almost 81%, so that's a good strategy for themselves to get them to the line, whereas Adelaide actually only shoot it at 69%, 8th in the competition.
Yeah, they've had their struggles this season, but so far today, 19 free throw attempts to Adelaide, to Southside's 10 after this second free throw from Reid. Foot Locker is celebrating 50 years of sneakers. Celebrate 50 years and the current hoop season by grabbing the latest kicks and apparel at your nearest Foot Locker, the official major partner of the WNBL. Ball on the early shot clock, 3, and makes it.
Well, we haven't seen a lot of threes from Bourne, and that, as you said, was early in the shot clock, but she was wide open, and she's a good 37% shooter from there, so why not?
Megan, you were listening in to Adelaide huddle at the last time out.
I was, in the next few minutes, absolutely key, according to Coach Scott Ninnis, and he didn't like that as that went from downtown, courtesy of Manny Potch. Prior to that shot, he did feel that Adelaide was starting to wear Southside down, and he wants to see his team make them play defence here in the final 2.5 minutes.
Thanks, Megan. A couple of threes, offense starting to flow again. Dean smokes the lane. Rochi on the breakaway. Oh, big collision on the rebounds. No whistle. Kick out, Young just strong. Another chance for the Flyers, a fresh 14, and it's a walk.
Oh, just some indecision by Maddie Rochi. Should I shoot the 3? Should I drive it? And that indecision caused a turnover.
Zine and the Lightning can take a deep breath. Both sides with penalty in effect for the final 2:10. Ball ace. In control. Draws a bevy of defenders. Kick out. Basham online, but rattles out.
Ferrari did a great job of staying connected with Borlase on that drive, that dribble penetration.
Reid. Now it's Rochi driving hard, and that will get their way to the line. There's a little bit of chippiness going on here between Dean and Rochi. No, Rochi never takes a backward step. It's got some feeling in this one. You have to be careful, Caprice Dean. Andrews there just steadying things down. Not take kindly to it.
A little bit of argy-bargy under there between the two guards.
It's been a good battle so far today. And the referee has intervened. $13 points in the contest for Caprice Dean. Rochi with the 9 and 6 assists. Let's have a look at it on the Amy replay. Potch connecting with her third triple. Really provided something off the pine today.
Hasn't
Double
she
figures
ever?
now.
Yeah, she's really been a spark plug, a buzz, and we see Maddie Rochi to the line. But this will be really interesting, Liam, because often a little incident like that, both with your point guards, they both feel they were in the right. Will it inspire one team? Will it sort of kick them ahead? Will it give them some energy? Certainly the crowd are going to be obviously behind the Flyers, but sometimes that can really inspire a team.
Alice Lockridge back in, and both Rochi and Dean a chance to take a breath on the bench. Here's Andrews. Great find down low. Turner. Fall away jumper's just off. Minute 20 remains in the third. Southside with a slender lead. Lockridge thought about it. A jab step and a drive down low. Turner was there, Bourne as well. It'll remain Southside basketball.
You had to see Bourne and Turner were just hunting that down. They were just waiting until she took off, knowing that they were going to try and block that shot.
No fear, though, from Lockridge on the drive. This time, Hillman.
Izzy Bourne, great, straight up on defense, walling up. No, recognizing that they don't want to foul.
Lace. Kick out to Andrews. Deflected off Young. Jump ball call, says the ref. Some uncertainty on the call. Baseline, Laurie?
Well, you know what? I don't mind from a referee if there is uncertainty that they maybe, you know, she looked and thought really between Potch and Turner, they couldn't make a call. So they've called it a jump ball situation, and the arrow went in favor of Southside. I don't mind that rather than them guessing.
Yep, absolutely. No hesitation on the call. Southside this time the beneficiary with the arrow. Seconds remain in the third. Lockridge under the screen, asking for it. Dallas Lockridge from deep. And they've got 10 triples today, the Southside Flyers. Andrews directing traffic. Nikita Young right up in her grill. And it's a turnover. Another one against Adelaide. Number 15 in the contest.
Oh, that's hurting them, but look at that three-point percentage from Dallas Lockridge, leading the competition from the great Sammy Whitcomb. So, and we know she's got a couple in today's game. She's been critical.
Lockridge again. Down low to Hillman. Muscles up and draws the foul. Back to the line for Southside, 75% from this spot this afternoon. And this could make it back to a game high, 7-point lead heading into three-quarter time. .4 on the clock, and it will be 70 plays 63 as we turn for home here in Melbourne. The Flyers just eked away at that lead in the third quarter, 20-18 on the period. And we look to be in for an exciting finish here, as Adelaide need to pull something out if they're to remain in the finals race. Southside at home have a lead at three-quarter time. A 7-point advantage as we turn for home in the fourth quarter. They've got chippy between Pristine and Maddie Rochi. This is going to be an intense final finish here. Liam Ellison and Laurie Chiswick with you on the call live on 9 Go. Laurie, that really stepped up a notch in the third.
Well, it certainly did. And the thing that's, you talk to coaches, you talk to opposition teams, you know that Southside are a good team. They're sitting bottom of the ladder, which I think surprises everybody. They've got a really strong group. They've had some injuries, but so it doesn't surprise me that they're challenging, they're competitive, and they would love nothing more to win this game, their last home game, in front of their crowd, and to be a spoiler and try and shape the finals.
No doubt. Injuries clearly are a factor. You spoke of the fact that's the thing that all sides around the competition have to deal with, but the last victory came on the 22nd of December, Southside, against the Bendigo Spirit, the ladder-leading Bendigo. To think that potentially could be their last win of the season unless they can pull it out here this afternoon.
Well, they've got another game away at Sydney next week, which again could be the chance to be a spoiler because we know Sydney is still vying for that fourth spot.
Sure up. And Megan's got some news for us on the Southside front.
Tara Reid having her left wrist and thumb taped at three-quarter time, and no team has had the injury and unavailability like Southside. Every player except Dallas Lockridge has missed at least one game through injury or unavailability this season. Christy Harrower wants to see some stops in this final term and very well aware and making her players aware Borlase will try and take over here, and Steph Talbot.
Thanks, Megan. No doubt the ball will end up in the hands of Izzy Borlase. There's a chance for their first double-digit lead of the afternoon. Watching the post. Kick out, Lockridge, a sharpshooter. You bet.
That's just a nice little cross screen on the baseline, then screen the screener. Lockridge coming off is a great three-point shooter. Caught, shot, nailed it.
League leader is perfect from beyond the arc today. 3 of 3 from long range for 13 points. And now they have real ascendancy, a 12-point advantage going into this timeout. Just shooting with such confidence. 49% clip this season. In a season that so much didn't quite go their way, that has been the play of Dallas Lockridge. Such a bright spot for this campaign when it's all said and done.
Well, it's certainly, when you think that they were champions last year, they were holding that trophy, that cup, and the season just has not panned out at all the way they had hoped it would. And that happens sometimes, and that's hard for a new coach, Christy Harrower. We know that this is her first season as head coach of the Flyers, so, big learning curve for her as well, but if they can end the season with a win here and perhaps a win next weekend, at least they'll feel they've salvaged something, and they'll certainly, in this game, give their fans something to think about over the off-season and ready to come back bigger and better next year.
It is such a different group as well. A lot of turnover in personnel from their championship-winning squad. New coach. Talbot open for 3. Megan Huswaite was listening into the previous timeout. Megs.
Yeah, it sure was, and it is hard to hear, and that was what Scott Ninnis made note of. It sounds a bit cheesy to say the crowd is so loud, but they are squealing like kids at Disneyland, and Scott Ninnis just telling his players, it is loud in here, but I need you to keep that communication going. They're looking to go to our Olympians, Steph Talbot and Isabel Borlase, as Christy Harrower predicted, but that's certainly their plan of attack in this final term.
I like it, thanks Megan. I know for that the Southside crowd, they're young fans. Provide such noise, especially at the free-throw line. Koenig caught the foul.
Well, you go back to a new coach, new team. They really only had 4 returning players from the previous season, so it is an impact. But right now, Adelaide just seem to have lost their focus, and they need to regroup here and get back on track and do it pretty quickly.
Still searching for their first field goal of the fourth, Adelaide. Lockridge An air of confidence about her at the moment. That's an offensive foul on the screen. Dean hit the deck hard. It's the third on Naz Hillman. And some last smiles from the Southside bench. They want to spoil the party here this afternoon for Adelaide. Dean with a cross around Poch. That was slick.
That certainly was. I think everybody thought she was going to pull up. Instead, she continued on her way to the basket, just wheeling and dealing around Poch.
Impressive game she's putting together. Caprice Dean. Lockridge, the point guard battle continues. 5 seconds. Snatched away from Turner. Takes it herself in the open floor. The Euro in the lay-in on the left.
Turner's actually doing a really good job on Naz Hillman, trying to deny her the ball, making life really difficult for her. And, you know, right now Naz has 10 points, which is under what she normally is scoring. So you have to give full credit to Turner.
Poch through the keyway, follows her own miss. A couple of players in some foul trouble as we have another whistle. Rochi and Bourne both on the pine with the 4 personals. Poch will take a break. 10 points, 4 boards in 14 minutes. To a single-digit margin. Talbot looking to split the double and does.
She almost lost the ball, then recollected it and realized the lane was wide open. Brings the game back to 6 points.
They're not going away, the Lightning. We've got a timeout on the floor. Christy Harrower looks to steady things here for the Flyers. Led by 12 at one stage. Nice run for Adelaide. And almost something out of nothing there for Talbot.
Well, it was. As I said, she kept her dribble nice and low, but let's see if we can listen in to Christy Harrower.
It is so loud in this building. Christy Harrower almost struggling to get the message across to her team there, Laurie.
Well, I don't think we could hear, but we certainly look at the fans going crazy with their team, and it's so great to see that even though the Flyers haven't had the season they wanted, that they've still got a strong, strong supporter base. Looks great.
Sure does. Just contains the energy here. Bouncing off the walls in the State Basketball Centre. Great atmosphere.
Not sure Megan would have been able to even hear what was going on in the timeouts.
I'm not sure she would have. We'll get to her a little later on. Some more insight. Koenig. And it's another turnover against Southside. 6.5 remaining in the fourth.
Lots of time left for either team.
Megs, it was so loud on that last Southside timeout.
I'm not sure what is going on with my hearing, whether it's getting a bit better or a bit worse, having to listen so intently, but great to have such a wonderful atmosphere here today. Christy Harrower wants to see her Flyers fight fire with fire. She says that Adelaide have got physical with them. That's what she wants to see them do back and lift their intensity defensively in this final just under 6 minutes.
Look out for a physical end to this ball game.
Well, there's been a lot of free throws taken throughout this game already, so we'll see if that continues in the fourth quarter.
Damon Lockridge on the offense. Stays with the play. 6 seconds for Turner. Just outside from the free throw line. Lockridge running point. Young provided the screen for Ernst. Strong side emptied out. Great find to Lockridge in the opposite corner. And this time from the mid-range, it's good for Dallas.
A lot of poise showed by Dallas Lockridge there. The shot clock was ticking down. They had done a good job of changing sides, inside out. Really nice finish.
Archie set to check in just a moment. Now in the hands of ball ace, 4 seconds. Needs to make a move. Hillman stayed with it. And shot clock expired. Great defense from the Flyers.
That should inspire them, the Flyers. They've had a couple of good defensive phases.
It's a timeout here with an 8-point lead to Southside. Scott Ninnis and the Lightning need to pull something out. Still plenty of time remaining. Continues to get loud in here. 4:44 reads the game clock.
Well, it's really right now in the hands of the Flyers, how they manage the clock, how they take care of this lead but don't go into a shell at all. And we'll see if Adelaide can come out and produce some offense.
This is a doubleheader here this afternoon, and coming up at AIS Arena in Canberra at 3 p.m. on 9 now, it is the Capitals and the Sydney Flames. Laurie, there is so much riding on this with finals ramifications.
Oh, there certainly is. We thought a lot was riding today with Adelaide, but for these two teams, they are well and truly in the mix. But for Canberra, it's really a do or die. It's a finals time for them. And so they have all the eggs in one basket in this game. So, wow, it's going to be fun to watch this one.
Tied on 7 wins, and the Capitals, they're a young side. They've been building for a number of years now, and could this be the year they break through for a finals berth?
Well, the other thing, Liam, the last time they played just a little while ago, maybe just over a week ago, it went into overtime. So expect another thriller this afternoon.
That's going to be great. 3 p.m. tip. And Megan, you're listening into Adelaide.
Coaching effort and address. As we know, Adelaide had a change of coach before Christmas with Nat Hurst and the club parting ways. Matt Clark, the assistant coach, took the reins and got a win from one game, and now Scott Ninnis has been in charge, but it's very much Scott Ninnis giving a general address to start with, and then Matt Clark coming in with the whiteboard and the more tactical sort of thing. So we know it's been a tumultuous season for Adelaide. They're still in the finals hunt and still in this game, but it's certainly interesting. They've had 3 coaches address them this season.
There's a lot of change. Interesting to hear that they're doing it by committee. Great to see Matt Clark involved alongside Coach Ninnis. Thanks for the previous foul. He's happy to reset from the baseline in the end. Talbot, turn of the seal and the finish.
Great finish by Brianna Turner. We talked about her hands all game. She's just able to collect those passes.
Back to a 6-point margin. Young feeding Rochi. Lockridge and Dean do battle. Step backs for 3 and not quite. And Talbot poked away from Ernst. Slick hands. Talbot with a hustle, diving on it. Hillman there as well. And a jump ball, the possession arrow. Favoured Southside a little earlier.
Who would know that this is team 6 and 8 on the ladder playing out for this? You can still see once you hit the court, it doesn't matter where you are in the ladder. These players go hard. They put it all on the line. Flyers want to win in front of their home crowd. Adelaide want to win because it'll keep their final hopes alive. Even though they're slim, it still will keep them alive.
A lot going through the head of Scott Ninnis there. That's got to go their way, as you said, Laurie.
Well, they do. They have to rely on Sydney dropping a couple of games. They have to win this game and then their last game at home against Geelong to put them in any sort of position. But the one team that Adelaide have head-to-head on is Sydney. So, you know, if they end up on the same win-loss, then they would go through. But that would require Sydney to lose a couple of their last 3 games.
Rochi, gritty finish. As we wind down into crunch time at the State Basketball Centre. 79-71 in favour of the Flyers. Blaze bursting off a screen. Talbot lets fly. The Flyers control. Rochi. Just strong on the 3 that time. Dean with a handle. Back from Breezy Turner. Little strong.
A little bit of a battle going on there between Dean and Rochi. Both of them put the shot up pretty quickly with not a lot of teammates handling the ball.
Rochi rips and goes. Protecting the ball from Turner. And that is a tough ask, but Ernst bobbles out for a fresh 14. Time the friend of Southside. Kunik in the corner. He can't connect on the downtown hit. That would have blown the roof off this pace. Borlase and Hillman walling up. Great D. .90 seconds remain on the clock. 79 plays 71. Ernst the post catch and the whistle. Carly Ernst, an ever reliable 3-throw shooter, will go back to the line for 2.
Well, you talk about Carly Ernst and her 3-point shooting, but we saw her there down low, holding their seal, demanding the ball, and then catching it and going to work. And that's what they need her to do.
Good on the first for Carly. Had 14 at the halftime break. And that brings her tally to 16 on the afternoon, rather. Double-digit advantage. It is approaching. Last chance saloon for Adelaide. Dean feeds the roll of Turner.
Just nice, easy pick-and-roll basketball.
Ernst over the timeline. Feeds the cutting Kunik. And Talbot was late to arrive.
Yeah, just lost vision of her player. Good backdoor cut by Alice Kunik. That might have sealed the deal.
They can feel it. They are almost home, Southside. Smiles as they head into the timeout. And the fans are pumped. 83 plays 73. It would take something special from here for Adelaide.
You just sensed in the last few minutes the steam has sort of come out of Adelaide's game, and that's partially through the intensity of Southside, but maybe they just feel the weight of the crowd, the weight of the season, the importance of this game, and tough ask this last minute.
Sure is. All of Southside starters now in double figures, led by Ernst. Lockridge has been great with 15. Kunik with 13 off the back of what could be a ceiling basket. That's the feeling you get on screen from the look of those happy Flyers faces. And the fans are pumped as well. Megan, what did you hear from Christy Harrower?
Feels that Adelaide are going to want quick shots here, and she's just telling her players that they've got time. Of course, 1 minute and 2 seconds to go. Just a bit of an injury update. Ice now on that hand for Tara Reid. And just on Taya Burrows, she's played 3 minutes this afternoon. It will be her final game of the season. She won't be suiting up against Sydney next week. She had some foot surgery in the off-season and requires some more surgery on that ahead of NBL 1, where she'll be playing under Christy Harrower, signing with the Keilor Thunder in NBL 1 South this week.
Great to see Taya staying with her coach for the upcoming NBL 1 season. Turner, the alley-oop finish. She's been good today, Laurie, Brianna Turner.
I think she's been great, and you can just see the improvement in her game since last season. You know, we knew last season she was such a rebounding machine, which she has been this season, but she's improved her scoring output and the way she scores phenomenally to me. She catches the ball and finishes really well inside.
Another double-double for Turner, 16 and 19 rebounds. To go along with lazy 3 steals and 2 blocks, if you don't mind. Has not taken a break on the bench. Lockridge. And let some more time expire. The Flyers can seal it here. It's a whistle. And it will be 3 throws for Maddie Rocci in the bonus. 81% from the stripe this afternoon, Southside.
I'm sure the Flyers will be feeling such relief after getting this win, after an 8-game losing streak. We can see Joe Woods and Christy Harrower there. They would feel relief as well.
Absolutely. It's got to be a real pressure release. They've had so much adversity. To finish the season on a good note. Will feel good.
Well, and they would have had high expectations coming into this season. You know, good recruiting. They looked really strong on paper, and things just have not fallen their way. And they'd be disappointed sitting bottom of the ladder, but at least this game is a good way to finish off. And if they can get a win next week, that'll feel good too. But Borlase, she's going to keep going right to the end.
Southside will come away with it at home, their final home game of the season. And it's a 6-point victory for the Flyers. They break this 8-game losing streak. Last victory the 22nd of December, and that stat is no more. 84 plays 78, and that will feel fantastic. Plenty of contributors across the board. Ernst led the way with 16. Lockridge was terrific, and her breakout season continues. Laurie, that was impressive from the home side.
Well, and then you even get the likes of Potch coming off the bench and nailing those 3-point shots, playing her role really well. So it was a great team effort with all those starters in double figures.
You have to think if they can keep a similar group together going into the next WNBL season, it'll hold them in good stead, having Manny Potch and Dallas Lockridge getting some serious minutes in. And they are going to be game ready for WNBL 26.
Well, and we have to remember, too, that during this last stint, I'm not sure how many games, but Beck Cole's been injured. Beck Cole's been out, and she's their leader, their captain. We know she can score. And so, you know, put her back into the mix, too. But you can see Maddie Rocci talking to her charges. Everybody got a smile on their face.
They're pumped. Maddie Rocci, the skipper, in Beck Cole's absence. And it means season over for the Adelaide Lightning, unfortunately. We have had a lot of change throughout the season, as Megan noted earlier in the show. 3 different coaches this season. Disappointing outcome for them, but let's hear from some of the victors in just a moment with Megs. Dallas Lockridge was terrific with 15 points this afternoon.
Dallas, it's been 48 days since your last win. I bet that feels good.
I mean, yeah, it feels amazing. It's been a tough season. I think all of our losses, but, you know, it always feels to get a win, and we want to try and finish off the season as strong as we can and try and get another win, even though we're bottom of the ladder.
It is so darn loud here, isn't it? Your fans are incredible, and they've supported you till the very end. Must be special to finally get a win, break an 8-game losing streak, but get it in front of them at home.
I mean, they're amazing. Yeah, we've had a rough season, but they've came out every single game and they're here supporting us. So, yeah, it's super special to get a win under the home crowd, and yeah, it was awesome.
If there was a most improved award in the WNBL, you'd be a top 2 finish. You've averaged 28 minutes, increased court time this season, averaged 10 points of rebound and assist. Are you playing with confidence?
Yeah, I am. I'm super lucky that I have Christy. She just lets me go out and play and be me and gave me the confidence to go out and just play my game. So I'm just super grateful that I got that opportunity this season.
We're loving seeing it. You've got Sydney next week and you have the chance to spoil the party for them as they try and make it to 4th. Can you be party poopers?
I mean, I hope we can get a win. So sorry, Sydney, but
Well done today, Dallas, and well done on your incredible season.
thank you.
And she's been terrific. 6 of 10 from the fields. 3 of 4 from 3. It's been some season, as we've noted, throughout the broadcast, Laurie. And the fans, they love what Dallas Lockridge is bringing their final home game of the season. Some of the youngsters there sharing in the spoils. Here's your full game highlights. Steph Talbot got it started with a 3-ball.
Well, one thing you can say, and we say it with every team, is when there's adversity and injuries, it creates opportunities for other players, and that's just been the case this season. And Lockridge is certainly an example of that, stepping up in the absence of different players. And it's great to see when that happens and players flourish. But it was a bit of a back and forth game, different momentum swings, some good team play by both. But in the end, look, I think Southside really in that fourth quarter used their experience and their knowledge and their tenacity to get the win.
Here's your leaders for the afternoon, and Brianna Turner with 18 and 19 rebounds, a stat that almost doesn't really surprise us anymore, Laurie.
It doesn't, and I'm so impressed with Turner and just her ability. And also I thought she did a great job on Hillman. While she got 9 rebounds, she still had an influence and didn't let Hillman score a lot of points either. So I think all round, Brianna Turner had a great game.
Here's the winning coach with Megan.
Well, Christy, Happy New Year. You've finally got your first win for 2025.
Yeah, it's taken a while, hasn't it? But, look, credit to our girls. They've handled so much adversity this year through all the injuries that we've had, and people going away for weddings, and then Naz going to America. It's like, the thing I give them credit for, though, is they're still playing hard each game that we step on the floor, and they're still a group that's trying to do the hard things, and they did that today, and they showed that today, and we finally hold on with a win.
Well, every player except Dallas Lockridge has missed a game through injury or unavailability, and on Dallas, the player of the game today, you must be so proud of the season. It's a breakout season, it's an improved season. She's been fantastic.
Yeah, she has, and she's come up big for us in some games that, she's been great in. At times where Rochi gets a little bit scattery at times. She's been great for us, but even people like Nikita was great for us today, and Manny in her last 3 or 4 games has been unbelievable for us. So, it's a credit to everybody that steps on the floor.
You're going to sleep well tonight?
Definitely. I haven't been sleeping very well at all. No, it's good to get a win.
Yeah, awesome to see. Well done, Christy, and good luck. Next week, your final game of the season against Sydney. You might be able to spoil the party for the Flames.
Thank you.
Congrats to Christy Harrower, breaking this streak and a win, her first season coaching for the Southside Flyers, and loving her description there of Maddie Rochi, who is our player of the game, Laurie. She is always must-watch out there on the floor and really brought it up to Caprice Dean.
Well, you just never know. With Maddie Rochi, you always know that she's going to play hard. She's going to play hard at both ends of the court, whether that's driving in, whether that's shooting the 3, whether that's controlling tempo, getting her teammates open. And then, of course, defensively, just that, can I say pesky in the nicest possible way?
Absolutely.
But she does. She brings a lot of grit to this game, and certainly she was really phenomenal in this afternoon's match.
Pesky is one of the key jobs of a defender. She finished with 14 points, 6 rebounds and 6 assists. Maddie Rochi, the stand-in skipper in absence of Beck Cole, our player of the game here for WNBL Sundays on 9 Go. They had all of their starters in double digits, and they led the bench points as well, 16-6, courtesy of Manny Poch and Tara Reid. And here is your full-time stats for Rochi, who connected on a 3 as well.
Well, I like the fact that she's scoring herself 14 points, but was able to dish out 6 assists. So as a point guard, if you can do both, if you can control the tempo, if you can get your teammates over and be a scorer yourself, can't ask for much more.
Great scenes down there on the floor at the State Basketball Centre, and Megs has Manny Poch.
Well, Manny, you've been one of the shining lights of the Flyers season. Great to see a big smile on your face. You've got a big line of fans as well. How are you enjoying your rookie season?
Oh, I love it. I couldn't complain. I think I'm living everyone's dream right now, being an 18-year-old doing this, and I'm I'm so excited to come back every single day. So couldn't complain.
We love to hear that. You've had a busy few weeks representing Victoria in under 20, so much so you played 2 games last Friday, played for Victoria in Ballarat, came back up here to the State Basketball Centre to take on Townsville. How are you feeling? Do you have some confidence? Because you started a few weeks ago against Canberra, you made an impact again today. You're feeling that self-belief?
I think so. I think just being able to play and show that the hard work that I've done, go on the court, I'm like, yeah, I can do this. So it's really great being able to put my hard work and play and like help my team out. So definitely confidence a lot, yeah.
And finally, was one of the highlights of the season when you fouled your sister, Nadio, out of the game and scored your first points in the WNBL?
Yes, that's my #1 highlight. I think I just sits in my back of the head. I laugh every single time, but yeah, she hates it, but I love it. So
she's in action next. The Caps taking on Sydney. We'll let you get back to your fans, Manny. Well done today in this season.
Thank you.
Third straight game in double figures for Manny Potch, who's really burst out of the blocks off the bench. And Fun of the Hero mentioned her highlight of the season there, Laurie.
I know, isn't that great? Have the sisters playing against each other. Really, really good.
Coming up next, a 3 p.m. tip at AIS Arena in the nation's capital. It's the Flames travelling down to face the UC Caps, 4th versus 5th, and it all rides on this. Who will sit in the Final Four as we head into the final round of the WNBL season? Laurie, this is going to be such a good game.
Well, after this loss in today's game for Adelaide, I really believe that it's just down to the last 2, Sydney and Canberra. And so everything is riding on this game, more so for Canberra because it is one and done for them if they lose. So can't wait to see the matchups, the great players, good coaches. It's going to have it all.
This is how round 15 has shaped up. One game to come. It was Townsville on Wednesday night. Perth defeating Geelong and ending their season comfortably. And then today it was the Flyers, the first game of the double-header, with a 6-point victory ruling out Adelaide. This is going to be an exciting finish to the season. And then it's over to round 16. It's a double-header for the Flames. They have got a lot of important basketball to play.
Well, they do, and as their destiny is in their own hands. So if they come up with 1, 2 wins, 3 wins, then they're in. So Guy Malloy has stated it's really nice to have that situation where you're not relying on others to lose.
And a homestand as well for the Capitals, a second AIS Arena game against the Bendigo Spirit. That'll be fascinating in round 16. What an afternoon it's been on 9 Go. The Flyers break their losing streak, and their final home game of the season ends in a 6-point victory over the Lightning. Liam Ellison, Laurie Chiswick and Megan Huswaite courtside bringing it to you. Laurie, it's been a lot of fun.
It has been great, and now I'm really looking forward to sticking around shortly and bringing the next game.
That is going to be great. Make sure you tune in on 9 now for that one at 3 p.m. It's the Flyers by 6 here in Melbourne. Thanks for your company, and we'll see you very shortly for more Signet WNBL action.
Ellis driving baseline. What a dive! Wickham. How sweet was that? Step back three.
Wow.
Taylor George. She's got a flamethrower at the moment.
Shelley with a big triple.
It was acrobatic. It was impressive. It was Steph Talbot.
Jade Milne with the lefty lay-in. Capitals continue to roll. Perth have been unconscious from 3. Alice Koenig connects.
She's pumped up, and so she should be.